So a substance abuse counselor was sentenced to 55 years to life in prison for hitting a pedestrian with her car and then driving through an LA suburb with the man dying on her windshield.
Oh.
There's so much to enjoy about this sad story, namely being that she was a substance abuse counselor.
Was that the person we heard about a year ago or something? I mean, wasn't there this story where somebody's driving around with someone on their windshield?
It happened in November of 2012, so you probably did hear about it.
Yeah.
But she was just sentenced.
If that happened to you, would you go for the wiper spray at some point?
It's so rude to the other motorists if you do it, though.
It's true, because she always shoots over the body and onto the windshield behind you.
Something which I never realized. I used to just do that willy-nilly until I started hearing people bitch about it. And I was like, oh, am I being super rude by doing that?
If it's done at freeway speeds, it tends to carry at least 80 or 100 feet. Yeah. When the car's behind you going the same speed, it always gets on you. But
so it's a nice in-between tension, too, you can try and get where it just sprays your windshield.
Mm-hmm.
You know
so her blood alcohol was nearly twice the legal limit, and she drove 2 miles through Torrance before other motorists swarmed her car at a traffic light and kept her there until police arrived. And the man she hit, 31-year-old Philip Moreno, was taken to a hospital where he died.
Those are some brave motorists. Like, she's already got a man on her hood. And they, like, jump in front of a car. Like, don't you see she doesn't give a fuck? She's already got one pedestrian on the hood of the car.
I could hear the argument. Maybe she got it out of her system. Yes, it really is true. Like, she is saying, do not get in front of this fucking Buick.
This is the last guy that tried to get me to stop when I had the last guy before him on my hood.
Right. This isn't the first guy I've had on my windshield tonight.
Yeah.
There were another group of irate motorists who surround me. This is one of them.
Yeah.
She was a drug addict before she became a drug and alcohol counselor, and she said that she wasn't. This was her. She contended that she wasn't drunk that night. She claimed she was self-medicating while waiting for knee replacement surgery and had consumed 3 single-serving bottles of vodka and a can of Budweiser and a Clamato before starting to drive.
See, when I hear Clamato, I think guilty.
Clamato?
No. Well, you say. I just, that's the part. I'm all right with the booze and the windshield it's the Clamato.
Yeah.
She's got to be locked up for that.
She was very apologetic and remorseful in court.
Oh, that's good. And the guy, how do you stay on a windshield for that?
She must not have been going that fast, or he must have been impaled. I don't.
Every single time in every movie when somebody gets hit by a car and then rolls off, they always roll off and they roll on the ground and then they cover their face real quick with their other arm. It's because it's the stuntman and they don't want to show. They always land in a way that has their elbow go over their face. Like they roll and they land on the face and do a weird face cover thing. Like chicks with really bad teeth who laugh, who hold their hand in front of their mouth when they laugh. But, all right, now what do you want to do with her? Because there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, she's going to do it again. Her knee's fucked up.
I think you're getting caught up in the way she's dressed in court. I don't think that's her. I think if you saw her in her regular clothes, you'd be like, put her away. But this is like a respectable mom. Like, I don't know who her lawyer was, but they did tell her at least to dress sympathetically.
Yeah, she's got a pink wheelchair, which I think I'm responding to, or at least it's got pink
looks like a
accents
wheelchair
on it.
Pink trim.
Yeah.
It looks like she was on the hood of her own car with the wheelchair. Like, you feel something for her.
I just came up with an invention. It's kind of a dicky for chairs. You know, it's not like not like a full
nice.
turtleneck, but
a mock
top of every chair you should just have grips and handle like wheels. So every picture you take sitting down goes, oh, he's confined to a wheelchair. Like every picture, you get a lot of sympathy that way. You know what I mean? And, you know, you don't want to drag around a bulky wheelchair everywhere, but the little aluminum handle, anodized with the grips on there, all you need is the top 6 inches. They just clip on to any seat, you know, slide in, clamped on, you know.
Computer chair. That's brilliant.
Probably getting some extra sympathy at work, you know. Hey, boss, I got to leave early, you know, the chair and all. And then you walk out to your car.
You know what? You slap Man Gray on the back of that, we'd sell that shit.
We'd sell that shit. Yeah.
So the judge did say that Ms. Wilkins is not what we normally see. She's not a classic violent criminal, but you have to evaluate her history. She had an insatiable desire to become intoxicated.
All right.
So I don't know. I mean, she will sit in jail or prison for a really long time.
Anyway, it's weird. See, for me, everything is motivation. When I see that somebody, stalked somebody, waited for them, sprung out and stabbed them 28 times or something, I'm like, fucking put that guy to death. When somebody did something, either way, we've got a corpse on our hands. In this case, one's intentional, one's not intentional, and that's everything to me. And I know I'd make a horrible judge for that reason, but it's like people that do shit by mistake and probably feel worse about it than you could ever make them feel by sitting in jail.
I think the part that really bothered the jurors was that she did a hit and run and kept driving with him on the hood. And then also her lawyer thinks that because she was a counselor, she was held to a higher standard. That the jurors couldn't really see the evidence because it was so emotionally charged.
I want to know, sometimes it's just a sentencing, like he was on the hood of the car. And that's almost like impossible, but nobody's questioning. Like when you read the story, it's all right, she drove with a guy on the hood of her car. But it's not even possible for you to really be on the hood of a car for 2 miles.
I don't know.
So is it just like...
you ever have this experience? It used to happen to me.
Dying man on her windshield.
When I had a truck. Every blue moon, every once in a while, I would set a coffee mug down on my step bumper, my pickup truck, and then drive to work, and then get out of the car and go, the fucking mug is still there. Or every once in a while, you put something on the roof of your car, and it's magically, you're not driving to Florida, but you drive a couple miles, and it's still there. I think you could do that with a body.
One way to find out.
That's true. All right.
Or was she going so fast that he was stuck to the windshield
or was
and
she
that kept
taking
him
him to
there?
the hospital?
Every that's what I would say.
Take him to the hospital.
Every single drug counselor was an ex-junkie, and
drugs.
Except for Drew. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah,
He never had an addiction problem.
Doing
except to work.
Young.
Doing drugs is like college for drug counselors.
Yeah, it is. It's training. It's vocational training for drug counselors. But I would like the one, the super naive drug counselor that was like, I've never done, are they called speed bells or speed balls? I don't know that. That's where you take the cocaine mixture with the speed mixture and you put them together. And is that, do you sniff that? Or is that something where you put it? I don't know what they call the needle is a rig.
A syringe.
Rig. Oh yeah. Okay. Is that be something like? And I've heard you guys say tie off. Are we talking about luggage, or what do we mean by that?
Really naive for a counselor.
I haven't sniffed or snorted your cocaine. I imagine it makes you feel super happy, but I haven't done it. I had an LA beer once. It's in low. It doesn't have. It has. It's not non-alcoholic, but it's not a high alcohol. I didn't finish it, but I could feel a little bit of what I guess you guys are talking about. I haven't had a lot of bad days.
Life's been good.
Diane is happily married for 22 years. We met my junior year of high school.
Do you even take it one day at a time?
Oh, no. I go months in advance.
Right.
I'm thinking about stuff that's coming up this time next year.
I was born with these chips. Look, a pile of chips.
I got a pile of chips. I know some of you got a cake, which I think is awesome because I get cakes for my birthday too, although this is a different kind of birthday. So I'm saying you should probably stop doing drugs, although I don't really know what they do. I know they make you feel great, when you're feeling blue. Is that something that we talk are feeling not happy?
Can I just tell you some of the things that I did on drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Counselor.
Yeah.
I sold my baby.
And that was a car?
No,
because my dad
real baby.
has a 44 step side F-100 Ford that he just calls his baby.
Well, I didn't.
You sold your baby?
Yeah, but I didn't really have a dad either. So.
Why would you sell your baby for drugs?
Because the baby didn't make me feel good, and the drugs did.
Was it the cocaine or was it the marijuana?
It was marijuana.
Do you would you smoke like a marijuana cigarette, or would you use what they call a bong?
We'd roll the joints and put PCP and stuff in there.
I don't know.
Really, you know what PCP is?
that must stand for something. A stretch of highway that runs along the Pacific Ocean.
Can I speak to your manager?
He's never been high either.
Because I want to get a bit of
He's
counsel.
squarer than I am.
I don't think you can help me.
Let me tell you something. I have seen my share of loss. I went to Trader Joe's once, and, they give you the bags with the handles built in, the paper ones. One of those handles broke when I was walking, and I wasn't even halfway to my car, and nothing fell out of the bag, but I still had to kind of gather it up and get out. And then I did that thing where I popped the hatch on the car, but one of the shocks that hold it up is not that good, so it closes sort of slowly. So I had to kind of put my head under there while I was putting the bag in. So I know loss.
The story of your loss.
I know heartache.
The story of your loss is making me want to do more drugs.
One of my children did not get into their school of choice. They had to go with their backup school.
They had a choice.
Oh, that was Stanford, but it was still a backup.
Okay.
Well, they wanted to go to Brown, but they couldn't. They went to Stanford.
There's a college named Brown?
Yes, with no brown people in it, but it has called Brown, ironically. You sold your kid?
Yeah, but I wish I'd have known about Brown before I sold my kid for marijuana. But
all right. Yeah. Well, listen, I've never. I keep hearing about this chasing of the dragon thing. Is that an actual dragon that you guys chase, or is that just something in your head?
It's nothing like the movie How to Train the Dragon. This is a real thing.
Okay.
Where you just can't, you're just chasing this high. That, and it haunts you.
Well, I think you guys should be fine on your own, unsupervised for a period of time. Now, what I need somebody to do, as you can hear, I could probably use some lozenges. Could somebody run to the liquor store and just give me some lozenges, please?
I'll do it.
I'm scratchy. Thank you.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, here's $700.
All right.
But make sure and come back with change.
You know what? You're the best counselor I ever had.
But now, hold on. I want the secrets, okay?
Right.
In the tin, if you could. Let's make it $1,700. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not back in 3 days, I'm going to come looking for you. And scene. Thank you. The world's squarest drug counselor.